أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا، ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا ما أحييتنا. اللهم واجعله الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا، وانصرنا اللهم على من عادانا. اللهم ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا، ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا. اللهم ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا يا رب العالمين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت، وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها، وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وعنا معهم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him, and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Respected brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's khutbah will be with the title of Allah has founded and created the chance for us. Are we gonna make benefit of it or not? What do I mean? I'm talking about a golden opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has founded, has made it a reality for us. And He gave it to us as a gift. Now it's our turn. Are we going to make benefit of it or not? Let me explain what I'm talking about. We are all aware that since about 5 months, we are living in the consequences of the corona or the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, before corona, generally speaking, we used to witness and to see a lot of Muslims who used to feel shy to manifest and to show their religion, or to hesitate or to feel shy not to talk about Islam, or unfortunately they don't even think to be proud of Islam. We used to have a good number, especially in the places where there are minorities, such as the places that we are living in, North America in general and Europe. Many Muslims, they feel shy, afraid not to talk, not to show, not to manifest, not to discuss, and definitely, consequently, not to be proud. This is part of the reality, used to be. 2. Now, by the will of Allah, not by the grace of anyone except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah forced humanity to perform some certain practices by force, such as not shaking hands between the foreigners. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forced humanity on the planet that many things have stopped, such as physical contact, nude beaches, nightclubs, all kinds of different parties, group gatherings for drug addictors, for example, and prostitution houses, and forced millions of people to cover their faces with the mask that we do, men and women. Washing the hands many times, highly recommended. And they knew what does it mean to talk about the quarantine. And in many countries, such as the United States, the leading of the world, they started talking as a state about zero interest loans. Now, let me ask you, where is on earth a system or a religion that contains all the package that I've mentioned now in one place except Islam? Is there any religion or a system on earth that is clearly, crystal clear that physical touching, whether it's a shaking hands or kissing or hugging or a sexual relation, is prohibited except through the institution of marriage? Where is on earth, except some limited Orthodox Jews, a religion that is part of it, it is highly recommended for women to cover their faces? Whereas a religion they don't tolerate at all interest, prostitution, pornography, as a clear-cut final message, no toleration, whatever. It's just in Islam. So I'm just reminding you of what Allah has achieved to us now. Allah made the humanity for a few months to taste part of the Islamic legislations, whether they love or not. Next point. Now the quarantine, for example. The people, they started talking. The Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet of Arabs, whom we used to accuse that he is just a false prophet, he was talking about the quarantine 1400 years ago. How come? 1400 years ago, he was encouraging his followers to clean their hands 15 times a minimum. 5 prayers multiplied by 5 times, so 5. And the sunnah is 3 times at least. This is the minimum. We are not discussing when you go to the toilet or when you wash your hands with food. No, the minimum is 15. The maximum could be 30 or 40 or 50 times as a normal practice of 1.7 billion person on earth, which is something amazing. Now, all what I have previously mentioned, Allah forced humanity to practice from one angle. Third message, I think you agree with me that at least since September 11th, 2001, 20 years up to date, the most favorite item to be attacked and to be accused of every filthy, dirty thing on earth is Islam, especially for some Western media, okay? Like Fox News, for example. Fox News, if it's up to them 24/7 to make lies against Islam and Muslims, I don't think they will mind. No problem. 24/7. Now, we have a lot of medias, East and West, their favorite item just to talk about Islam and terrorism, Islam and backwardness, Islam and everything bad. Since 5 months, humanity, they became busy with their economic health problems, and all of them, they stopped creating lies and attacking Islam and Muslims. What was the result? The result was that Muslims, they came up to the surface with their normal, beautiful taste as Muslims. Go to the UK, the first 6 martyrs from the front line of defending human beings in the health care system, they were Muslims. They passed away while fighting Corona. The first 6 doctors, they were all Muslims in the UK. Let's come to North America, Canada and United States in general. Who have you ever just one, for me, let's talk about myself. Wallahi, I don't remember not even one day without receiving a news at least once a day, if not twice or 5 times a day in news from the States. Normal news, I'm not talking about Islamic news. They are talking about Islamic center in this area, that area, helping the elderly people, foster houses, homeless people receiving meals, free meals from this Islamic center, that Islamic center, this group of Islamic youth in that area, X state, Y, Z, etc. Talking about how Muslims, they are active in helping. Many areas here, the concept of extended families in the West, it's very low compared with Muslims. So Muslims, most of them, because of Islam, they do appreciate highly the concept of family. So the point of that we are together is something part of our life. While others, for many cultural reasons, the majority of them, the elderly people, they are living alone. Because of the pandemic, no movement, elder people, high risk, so they are sitting alone. One of the best groups in North America, they were serving the people to us Muslims. So from one angle, look what happened. Allah, still I did not send the message from this khutbah. I'm just reminding you with what we have already been witnessing the past 5 months. 2 big things, which is the humanity, they came across knowing some of Islamic practices. In the same parallel line, Allah stopped and removed the burden who was on our shoulders all the time. We are just defending ourselves. They are just attacking and we are just apologetic all the time. These 2 happened by the will of Allah. Okay, what is the message of my khutbah today in the coming few minutes? It's very simple. Allah gave us the golden opportunity. He made millions of people aware, and He stopped this kind of hatred for 5 months. Okay, now for 5 months we became free without a burden on the shoulders, and we had like a boost, okay, pushing, okay. They are ready to listen now because they already know. Have you ever imagined that someone like the French president, who is the head of an institution, who's working 24/7 against niqabi people, against burqa, the burqa, Islam. He started wearing the burqa. He himself. Feminists who were making fun of our sisters all the time. You are oppressed. You are backward. But you are not backward with this now? You are not oppressed, dear sister? Ms. Feminist? You are not oppressed now? What do you think now? Allah is enforcing them now. My job, what is the message that I want to talk? I think our great religion needs much more from us now. We have to be aware, brothers and sisters, that the fact that you and me are Muslims, it's not because we are Arabs or we were born Muslims. It's a gift and bounty from Allah. So what is the duty? By the way, we need to remind ourselves that this great gift, i.e. Islam, is the property of Allah to humanity, not for us. So we must make benefit of this opportunity. We must learn our religion better, first of all, because فَاقِدُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِي, the one who does not have something cannot give it to others. We must pay more efforts in understanding our great religion and start talking loudly about this great gift. Let the people know, because by the way, Islam is not just covering the face and not shaking hands and not having adultery or zina. No, this is a simple part of Islam. Islam is a system of life. Let's talk to the people about Islamic system of the family. Let's talk to the people of Islamic financial system. Why riba is haram? Why when they face a tragedy, they all go to zero rate interest? Why? This is a by default natural instinct that tells them riba is a problem. This is why they go to save their economy, they go to zero interest. What does this mean? What does this mean? We want to solve a problem, go to zero interest, which means interest is a problem. They know. But sometimes Allah is forcing the people to take the lesson. Now it's our duty to make benefit of this, to use it as an evidence, to keep talking to the people, explaining, highlighting, keep mentioning, making programs, writing, translating, supporting any effort, academic, media, writing, translating. Let the people know about Islam as a financial system, family system, ethical system, the relations between the relations, all of these things, let the people know. You know why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned us for this, and we are mandated by Allah to do this job. And let me remind you with this hadith, which is, I think we all know. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع. None of us, the core meaning of this hadith, none of us will be removed in the day of judgment at the time of accountability from his final place to his final destination, which could be, inshallah, for all of us, eternally in the paradise, in the Jannah, or, God forbid, eternally in the hell fire, or between for those who will be held accountable for their sayyat or their sins, then they will be removed to the Jannah. Now, before that final destination, every one of us will be set alone, and Allah will hold him accountable in person. قال يسأل عن أربع. We know that he will be asked about his money, his knowledge, his body, and his time. I will not explain the whole hadith, but what I'm concerned is now about the knowledge now. We have the money, we have the time, and we have, the power. What about the knowledge? Are we spreading the true knowledge about this great system, which should be the property of humanity, especially we in the West? By the way, it's much more, compulsory on us, because we are living between them and they don't know. Allah has pushed them to know something. Allah has put them in a status to know the taste. Now, as if Allah is telling us, oh, my servants, I've helped you for a while. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Continue. Continue the job. Are we going to accept this task from Allah, which should be aslan, our normal task? But for many reasons, many of us, we became shy. We became hesitant. We started not to, many of us, they are, afraid to grow their beard. Many of us, they are afraid to pray in front of the others. Why others, they don't feel shy when they practice everything they want to do? Why you should feel shy? Please leave this way of thinking. Let's be proud of this system. This system, I mean Islam, is the only solution to solve the problems of humanity. You must be aware of this. You must be part of doing this, inshallah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At any time, any of us will pass away, will held accountable before his Lord for this task. And I ask Allah to let all of us to be from those who are بإذن الله fulfilling their duty. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين. استغفر الله العظيم. استغفر الله العظيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Respected brothers and sisters, we need to know something very important. If you receive the piece of information and you are convinced in the content, be aware that your intention that you want to do something is very important, because you don't know which one of you will reach his home. Maybe one of us, maybe I myself, will pass away before reaching my house. You don't know. So please, if you are convinced when I'm talking, put the intention. Take a decision, I have to do something. If you know what to do, start. If you don't know, think and have full determination to do something. Let me remind you just with Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he was not the greatest narrator for a hadith. He was not the greatest fighter in the battles like Khalid al-Walid. He was not the greatest scholar like Ibn Abbas or Ibn Mas'ud. He was not, but he is the greatest person in Islam after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you know why? It's his attitude. It's his attitude from Islam and Allah and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everyone has some kind of hesitation. Immediately, Hadar ya Rasulullah. Hadar ya Allah, I'm ready. What do you want? I'm ready. His intention and his attitude. So don't underestimate the importance of your intention and your attitude. Think seriously. Say, Ya Allah. If you don't know Ya Allah, make benefit of me. Let me be part of this great cause. Allah will guide you. But you need the intention and the decision. The rest, wallahi, is easy. But just try to think in this way. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحمنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك يا كريم. اللهم اجعلنا هداة مهديين لا ضالين ولا مضلين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا ووالد والدينا وأصحاب الحقوق والواجبات علينا يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء وعبيدك أبناء إمائك نواصينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا يا رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وأقم الصلاة.